Hey guys, it's Caitlin Rose from cohort 6. This is my final exam after week 7 for worship. And today I wanted to talk about what I've learned this term so far and also what the Lord has been speaking to me personally in my life about worship. I wanted to start out about talking about my own testimony with worship. I got saved when I was 19, and as soon as I discovered worship, I realized that all the demonic torment that I had been feeling in my life left whenever I would worship, and so that became my warfare. Don't mind the thunder and lightning storm here. So I realized that when I worship, I felt the presence of God, and all the demonic torment I faced left while I was praising and worshiping. So worship music became the anchor for my life and pretty much the way that I got healing. I was kind of shipwrecked when I got saved. I came from the world. I came from a really rough upbringing and had already been through a lot of trauma before I got saved. So I was really hurting, and worship was the only place that I was able to find any sort of reprieve from everything that I felt. And to tie in with what Ray Hughes said in the first couple weeks, I love what he said about how we are returning to the place where we were first meant to be, which is surrendered to God and in humility. And I find that when I'm fully poured myself out before the Lord, I feel most at peace and most like I'm right where I belong, doing what I was created to do. And so, I feel like since I got saved, the Lord has showed me visions of me being a worship leader. Like, to be honest with you, okay, I'm 37 now. I got saved when I was 19. I felt the Lord calling me to be a worship leader this whole time, and I have a fear of singing in front of people, so that's a problem. It took me 10 years to try out for the worship team for the first time. Maybe not 10, okay, 6 or 7 years. And I rehearsed. I can sing by myself in the shower, in the car, anytime, but whenever I'm trying to sing in front of people, I'm just it's like I can't. I'm too scared. And so the first time that I tried out for the worship team, I was in my car waiting to go in, and I was like, I can't do it. And the Lord was like, go in there. I'm going to show up through you. And I went in there, and it was like I was under the anointing or whatever, and I was actually able to sing. And my worship pastor at the time was like, wow, I didn't know you could sing. And I was on the worship team for about a year doing background vocals back in like 2009 and 10. So that was my first experience on a worship team. I loved it. And God started teaching me then, kind of like Simon says during worship, where he would be like, lift up your hands, and I would, and then I would feel the presence come, or he'd be like, bow down on your knees, or just basically I would do whatever he led me to do, and then I would experience more increase of his presence and more breakthrough. And I also felt like I was shifting the room. So he started teaching me all this about 10 years ago. And then when I got to Reading last year for BSSM, God showed me more, and he would have me lead worship not from stage but from not the audience. So he would tell me, go up to the front, and I'm tall, so I have a hard time being seen sometimes. I don't want to be seen. I'm like trying to hide. So he'll be like, go up front, put your arms up, and leave them up even when no one else is. And I'm like, oh, this is so embarrassing. But then he'll be like, keep doing it. And then 3 minutes later, I'll look back where no one was like raising their hands before, and all of a sudden now everyone's raising their hands. And I don't want to take credit for it, but the Lord's like, see, you're leading worship by example. Or he'll be like, go up to the altar and get down on your face even though no one's even up there and it's not even altar call yet. And I'm like, oh. So I've just been really learning a lot about surrendered obedience. And my favorite thing was what I think it was Christine DeMarco said about how she got a whole other octave just from being obedient to the Lord in a decision she made in her life about something completely irrelevant to singing. I think she had a kid, or she said yes to have adopting or something like that. And I literally prayed for that. Because I realized like I literally cannot do this in my own strength, but I know that God told me I need to pursue worship leading, so I'm doing it, even though I don't really feel qualified. But since she prayed for us, I'm not even joking, I realized I was singing in the car the other day, and I realized I can actually sing higher and better and stronger notes, whereas before I felt like I was straining. So I truly believe I experienced some sort of supernatural gift with singing just from being obedient to God by finally pursuing doing this program. So that's a little bit about me. I'm excited to be released into worship because I've been fighting for 10 or like more than that. My whole life I've been fighting for healing and for wholeness from everything I've been through. I've overcome addiction, abuse, and everything in between. But I am excited because I know that when you worship, you carry authority with what you have overcome. And now that I feel like it's divine timing that God waited until now, until I feel like they're almost 38. I feel so old. He waited until now for me to really go after worship because now I carry authority that I know is going to help other people get set free, and I'm really excited about that. Anywho, this went a little over 7 minutes, but I'm excited to see what happens next, and thanks for listening. Bye, guys.